King of the Road Productions proudly presents a Texas country episode of the Jim King of the TV show on Fox 4, the CW, Strike TV, and YouTube. Southeast Texas style. During the half hour, we'll check out Cody Johnson and Kevin Fowler live in Southeast Texas. Well, you're a very resilient artist, and it's a tough business, isn't it?
It is, we've been doing it a long time, and all these young kids coming up, Cody Johnson and Josh Abbott, and all that, keeping us old men on our toes.
Sponsored by Tanner West and Texas Construction Resources. We'll feature the Honky Tonk Texas fabulous flashback. We'll also air the Southeast Texas debut of America Allen's new video as our King's Country Music Clip of the Week from Nashville. And Zane Williams will be in the Royal Spotlight. Sponsored by Glenn's Express Collision. Howdy, and welcome to the Jim King of the TV show on Fox 4, the CW, Strike TV, and YouTube. I'm Jim King of the Road, and this truly is the best little TV show in Texas. Get ready to see Wayne Toups inside a Cajun on Saturday, August 17th at Honky Tonk Texas in Silsbee. Grab your tickets in advance at the Honky Tonk Texas box office or online at honkytonktexas.us. We've been known to play a Toups tune or two on King's Country Internet Radio. In less than 100 years, radio has come a long, long way. We've gone from this to this. Alexa, play King's Country on TuneIn.
King's Country from TuneIn.
And this. Now you can stream us everywhere. King's Country streams the most magnificent country music mix on the planet 24/7. Stream King's Country Internet Radio on your PC, smart speaker, mobile device, or your vehicle with your Bluetooth connection. King's Country is streaming worldwide and crystal clear on TuneIn, iTunes, Live 365, and at kingscountry.net. And don't miss the nationally recognized and multi-award winning Jim King of the Radio show, middays on King's Country at kingscountry.net. It does rule. Now ride shotgun with me to check out country star Cody Johnson live in Jasper. We always cruise Cadillac style, as seen and heard on Southeast Texas TV, radio, and social media. We are everywhere.
Extra large and turbocharged. It's the King of the Road show.
Oh, hi, to the time.
One man has the power to take you behind the scenes. Jim King of the Road.
Jim King of the Road. This is a song for all the exes tonight. It's called I Don't Care About You. No. I refuse to argue with you, baby. I can't tell you what to do, but I'm not some Johnny come lately. So there's the door you can walk right through, 'cause tonight I don't care. Trying to make things right, I'm just not in the mood, and I'm damn sure not gonna fight tonight. And if this is some kind of premonition, how it's gonna be with you. I'm out, I'm done, baby, I'm through. 'Cause tonight I don't care about you.
Cody Johnson, it's great to meet you. Thank you. Texas country troubadour Cody Johnson grew up not too far from this area in the piney woods of East Texas. Groveton?
Groveton. Yeah, I went to high school in Groveton. There's a little bitty tiny town called Sebastopol, and it's like a feed store and a couple churches and a couple of bar rooms, and that's it. You blink, you miss it.
You were homeschooled for a long time, weren't you?
I did. My dad worked for the state my entire life, and it was one of those, my mom wanted to be home with us, and looking back, I appreciate it, but then I went to high school in Groveton, started high school rodeoing, and that kind of led to this whole shebang we're doing tonight.
I think your dad, Carl, actually taught you your first chords, didn't he?
Yes, sir. He did. He was my family's always been musical. Every Thanksgiving and Christmas, it was always gather around the piano or gather around the guitar, and music's just always been instilled from me from a very young age on both sides of my family, and so it kind of stuck.
And high school kind of worked out for you too, because you got into the FFA, and I think that's where you had your first band. You got encouraged by your teachers?
My ag teacher, Larry Fortenberry, and this is no lie, he said, "You're going to play, and you're going to play well, and you're going to succeed." And I said, "I don't know if I want to." He said, "No, son, you don't understand. You're going to play." And I said, "Yes, sir." And that's how we started our first band. But he also encouraged me to rodeo. And, I wrote my first time at his house and encouraged me to rodeo. And little did he know, later on we'd be selling CDs off the tailgate at rodeos. So,
it's Cody Johnson. You kind of had a beginning sort of like Chris Ledoux, because he did the same thing, selling CDs out of the back of his car and hitting the rodeos. Huh?
I didn't realize that at the time. I'd always grown up, Chris was a big influence on me, but I didn't realize that he had come from such a humble upbringing as far as financially and had to do that. We did a trip up to Canada this year, and I actually got to sit down with Chris's old hauling partner. He's like an 8-time saddle bronc Canadian champion, and he was telling me these stories about how Chris couldn't buy McDonald's, and he was selling his CDs to try to make up for his entry fee money that he lost. And you're talking about a world champion. So I said, well, at least we know we're doing one thing right. We can follow in those footsteps. Those are good ones.
One of the thrills of my radio career was actually getting to meet Chris Ledoux.
You're a kid.
This was probably 10 years ago, just before he passed.
See, now I'm a little jealous.
Oh. Well, there's nothing to be jealous of. I was in a kind of a cattle call, like they do at the backstage areas. But another cool thing is you were actually a prison guard, weren't you? For the Huntsville prison?
Yeah, people say that all the time. There's like 7 within the city limits there, and like I said, I grew up around a prison farm, and the only thing that bothered me about working there and quitting was going to shows afterwards. First time we went to Amarillo, I heard, "Look out, boss." Turned around, and it was 2 guys that had worked for me in the field. And I'm assuming everybody in here knows where Huntsville, Texas is, huh? I was born and raised in Sebastopol, Texas, and I moved to Huntsville because that's where the family business was. In my family, you either was locked up in prison or you worked for the prison, one of the two.
This segment is sponsored by Tanner West and Texas Construction Resources. When it comes to land clearing, dirt work, excavation, or custom ponds in Southeast Texas, there's only one name you need to know: Texas Construction Resources. Owner Tanner West and his very capable crew have the equipment and experience to handle any job. Give them a call at 409-782-6438. TCR also specializes in site prep, house pads, land clearing, demo, driveways, and much more. Call Texas Construction Resources in Tanner West, 409-782-6438. Still to come, we'll air the Southeast Texas debut of America Allen's new video as our King's Country music clip of the week from Nashville. We'll feature the Honky Tonk Texas Fabulous Flashback. And Zane Williams will be in the Royal Spotlight. Sponsored by Glenn's Express Collision on West Cardinal Drive in Beaumont. Next, we'll check out Kevin Fowler live in Southeast Texas.
You're cruising in the King's Caddy.
King of the road. Fulfill your need for speed with remote control fun from Holcomb Hobbies at 2615 Cardinal Drive next to Glenn's Express Collision in Beaumont, Texas. At Holcomb Hobbies, you'll find a huge selection of remote control trucks, cars, boats, and dragsters, along with all the parts and accessories you'll ever need.
You can upgrade everything on them. You can upgrade wheels, tires, motors, servos, which is your steering. You can do lift kits, suspension. Anything you can do to a real truck, you can do to these pretty much.
Holcomb Hobbies, 2615 West Cardinal Drive in Beaumont, Texas, next to Glenn's Express Collision. Since Tina Bean started 5-Star Feeds in Port Arthur over 22 years ago, it's become a friendly neighborhood feed store and much more. Kind of like the general store of the good old days.
I think so. I try to be like it used to be. When I was young, going to feed stores and everything, it's, when people come in here, I want them to feel like they're walking into my house, where they feel welcome. So we try to keep it like that.
5-Star Feeds in Port Arthur, Texas. Cruise to Larry's Old Time Trade Days in Winnie. the first weekend after the first Monday of every month. Larry's Old Time Trade Days, where you can find it here.
I was born in the Dust Bowl, the land of twisters and tumbleweeds. You can drive for 40 miles and never see a single tree. 80 days with no rain in sight. Can smell the feedlot if the wind's just right. If you wanna know who I am, just look at where I'm from. I'm just a panhandle poor boy, 4th generation born and bred. That old West Texas dust is in my blood. It's where they lay me when I'm dead. It's a rough and rugged land, but it made me who I am. No matter where this life takes me, I know I'll always be just a panhandle poor boy.
Kevin Fowler grew up playing piano a little bit. You ever play any keyboards?
Oh, Lord, no.
No?
No, I was always kind of the band geek, you know. My mom, when I was in second grade, she was always pushing me. All the kids were always playing football. She put me in piano lessons, you know. But I guess maybe she's smarter than I thought.
Did you get picked on at all for that by the other kids?
Probably. Maybe I blocked it out. Yeah. But, you know, but, you know, looking back, you know, maybe my mom's smarter than I thought. So here I am, you know, 20-something years later, still doing it.
Best mistake I ever made.
Well, you're a very resilient artist, and it's a tough business, isn't it?
It is, you know. We've been doing it a long time, you know, and all these young kids coming up, Cody Johnson and Josh Abbott, and all that, keeping us old men on our toes.
Your dirty books, they got your flag on the wall. Sunset beer, bank, M-O-U-S-T, they got it all.
You've had a lot of national exposure, and you guys do tour outside of Texas quite a bit.
Yeah, we do a lot. You know, next week we're all up in Kansas and Nebraska in that area. And the whole Texas and the red dirt music thing is really spread. It's really strong in the Midwest now, all the way up to Chicago. You know, me and Krager played up in Chicago a while back and almost sold it out. You know, it's really cool to see how this thing started. You know, I've been there since day one. You know, about '98 or so when the whole scene kind of got going, and it's been really cool to watch it grow into what it is now. You know, and back then, you know, Pat was the only guy that could do 1,000 people. You know, and now, you know, at 1,000 people we lose money. You know, so it just to see how it's grown. It's been a good ride. It's been a hell of a ride just be part of it.
If you go back in the Texas country roots, who are some of the earliest artists that you really look up to? Some people like Jerry Jeff Walker, maybe Robert Earl Keen.
I've always been a big Willie fan, and Willie's really been good to all of us Texas guys.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in duets with me and Pat and everybody that asks pretty much. Randy's got one on his new record, and you know, and he never asked a dime or anything from us, you know, and he's really good about, you know, helping out the younger guys and you know, and just supporting us, putting us on shows, you know, and he was, man, especially early years, you know, when Beer Bait and Ammo came out and everything, Willie and his whole camp was really good to us, you know, and I tried to learn a lot of lessons from him, you know, especially the way I handled fans and stuff. You know, I went to a Willie show, and before he and I had a band together, went and saw him at Stubbs in Austin, and he stood out there by the bus and signed autographs to the very last person was gone.
King of the Road.
Here comes this week's Honky Tonk Texas Fabulous Flashback.
I don't know where I'm going. I'm damn proud of where I'm from.
But you are quite an entertainer and a little bit of a wild man on stage. And I think that's helped your reputation, helped your career grow too. You enjoy being on stage, don't you?
Well, thank you. Yeah, I do. And it's, you know, I remember my first show, I didn't say a word. I got up with my brother, we played together, and I sang in between when we were singing, we were doing great. And he's a great singer, and we harmonized, and people were loving it. And between songs, it was just this awkward silence. And I was petrified. No, I wouldn't speak. I was scared to death. And I thought, when I got home, I said, man, I've got to work on that. And I spent the next several years trying to get good at being on stage, and you know, hopefully we are now. But I was shy.
King of the Road.
That was this week's Honky Tonk Texas Fabulous Flashback.
The Texas honky tonk. There's no place like home.
Since 2008, Honky Tonk Texas and Silsbee, Texas has featured a steady stream of the very best in local, regional, and national touring bands. Pack up your posse and boot scoot over to Honky Tonk Texas for great concerts, dancing, drinking, and dining. Of course, steak night is every Thursday, and don't forget about the Honky Tonk Grill. Visit them online at facebook.com/honkytonktx and at honkytonktexas.us. Honky Tonk Texas and Silsbee has been entertaining Southeast Texas since 2008. Where have you been? Cruise to Larry's Old Time Trade Days in Winnie, the first weekend after the first Monday of every month. Larry's Old Time Trade Days, where you can find it here.
I don't care how fast this world is turning. I got time to hold the door open and say hi and how are you?
America Allen, so nice to meet you. I love your new song, Skippin' Rocks. We're going to play that in just a few moments. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. I got Wi-Fi back up.
Oh, good. I heard it was down yesterday.
It's a better day than yesterday. We live out where if we don't have Wi-Fi, you're not getting a hold of us.
Oh, I know. You're kind of dead in the water these days.
Right, yep.
Well, great to see you. You know, we're not too far apart. I'm here in Beaumont, Texas, and you're down there. You're from Rockport, but you live in Terrell, Texas now.
Yes.
Did you grow up in Rockport?
I did. I grew up in Rockport. I was born in Corpus Christi, right next to Rockport. But Rockport's home. That's where I was born and raised. And after that, I've lived everywhere.
It must be something in the water on the Gulf Coast because you're down there from Rockport area. And last week we spoke to Brooke Graham from your area.
Yeah.
From Aransas Pass. Not too
home
far.
right there for her, too. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you friends with Brooke?
I have not got to meet her. I have seen her at the award show. I feel like that's just how a lot of this goes is we get to meet people just really by timing. It's not ever on our time, you know?
Right.
So I got to see her at a few award shows, but I have not got to personally meet her, but I would love to.
Who's that little girl in the video?
The one playing me, she's my daughter. They're actually both my daughters.
Okay.
Friends in the video. But yes, Georgia. Her name is Georgia. And she's everywhere we go. Everyone tells her, man, you are your mama's twin. So I thought it would be a good idea for her to play me and then have that transition, you know, in that instrumental break, last chorus, going into the last chorus where she kind of turns into me. And shout out to Matt Green from Southbound Sessions, because when he told me, like, he asked her to walk and then me to walk, and he was telling me his idea, and I was like, okay, that's gonna be real hard, you know? And then when I watched it, I was amazed. I was like, okay, mission accomplished. And then not only that, but when I had shared it with a few of my close people in the music industry that I've been working with, mission accomplished, like, for sure, because they were like, man, I have tears in my eyes. Like, it worked. You know?
Yeah. Here comes singer-songwriter America Allen with Skippin' Rocks as our King's Country Music Clip of the Week from Nashville.
Shining through the blinds, you can touch it. I don't know what it is, I just love it. I can fall asleep to the rain beating down on the tin roof and the rolling thunder as it moves through mason jar full of some sweet tea, a pair of boots, an old t-shirt, ripped up jeans, a beat up truck. Like when we were 16, the world wasn't so mean, and we didn't give a damn about anything. I don't care how fast this world is turning, I got time to hold the door open and say hi and how are you? 'Cause I bet you and me got a lot in common. We used to stay on the phone just talking, batter box all over town and cover a lot of ground, skipping rocks, throwing sticks in a bucket while crickets sing. 'Cause the sunset's coming, give me a porch swing, give me a summer breeze, a mason jar full of some sweet tea, a pair of boots, an old t-shirt, ripped up jeans, a beat up truck. Like when we were 16, the world wasn't so mean, and we didn't give a damn about anything. Skipping rocks, throwing sticks in a bucket while crickets sing. 'Cause the sunset's coming, give me a porch swing, give me a summer breeze, a mason jar full of some sweet tea, a pair of boots, an old t-shirt, ripped up jeans, a beat up truck. Like when we were 16, the world wasn't so mean, and we didn't give a damn about anything.
In less than 100 years, radio has come a long, long way. We've gone from this to this. Alexa, play King's Country on TuneIn.
King's Country from TuneIn.
And this. Now you can stream us everywhere. Stream King's Country Internet Radio on your PC, smart speaker, mobile device, or in your vehicle with your Bluetooth connection. King's Country is streaming worldwide on TuneIn, iTunes, Live 365, and at kingscountry.net. It rules. Coming up next, Zane Williams will be in the Royal Spotlight. Sponsored by Glenn's Express Collision at West Cardinal Drive in Beaumont. King of the Road. When it comes to land clearing, dirt work, excavation, or custom ponds in Southeast Texas, there's only one name you need to know. Texas Construction Resources. Owner Tanner West and his very capable crew have the equipment and experience to handle any job. Give them a call at 409-782-6438. TCR also specializes in site prep, house pads, land clearing, demo, driveways, and much more. Call Texas Construction Resources in Tanner West, 409-782-6438.
Cheating at a job for $7 an hour at the filling station by the water tower, just checking oil and fixing flats. Kind of kid most folks just look past. Jill was the local preacher's kid going wild. Most of the time her daddy couldn't stand his own child. He'd quote the scripture with an angry shout, list her all the reasons she would never turn out. She was drunk one night on the 4th of July, parked in a pasture with an out-of-town guy. He got mad when she said no, and he tore her Sunday dress tears. There ain't no way in hell I'm moving you right. It was raining a little and facing a storm, and his Mustang jacket looked dry and warm. So she let him wrap around her and smile inside, saying, okay, I guess, thanks for the ride. And all night under they waited out the storm, and ended up talking right up till dawn. By the time he dropped her off safe at home, neither one felt so alone. Two lost souls found a connection that's blessing both of them still. On that night when Jake met Jill. What Jake never told her about that night is how we'd taken his dad's old 45. He'd been driving around thinking how no one would miss him if he just ended it all. He couldn't see past his own pay till he saw a pretty girl walking in the rain. Thank God he made it over that hill. That was the moment when Jake met Jill. La, 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 la.
Glenn's Express Collision on Cardinal Drive in Beaumont has been family owned and operated for more than 30 years, and they are recommended by most of the major insurance companies. Here's Glenn's Express Collision owner, Michael Holcomb.
Most of our jobs are referrals from insurance because we're tightly niched with those specific insurance companies. They trust us as a shop because they know we're going to treat the customer right, we're going to do the repair right, and we're going to be here for when the customer needs to come back.
Glenn's Express Collision, 2615 West Cardinal Drive in Beaumont.